Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to introduce a very well-known product that's the iPhone, and we would like to talk about some technologies inside it. And this is Yan, this is Leo, and I'm Chester. So, as previous group had mentioned, Apple launched the first generation of the iPhone in 2007, and it caused a great impact to the whole world, and it brought the information technology of the world to a totally different level. And the iPhone was also selected as one of the invention of the year 2007. And so there are a lot of features and functions in the iPhone, like taking pictures or listening to music. So in our presentation, we will mainly focus on the touch screen and multi-touch and the Web 2.0.
It would be even better if you try to put down your white paper.
Oh,
wonderful.
So first of all, talk about touch screen. So there are three components in the iPhone: that's the touch sensor, controller, and the software driver. So for the touch sensor, it's like clear glass panel with a touch responsive surface, and it's placed on the screen and it's the responsive area of the panel that can identify the viewable the change on the screen. So there are several kinds of sensors, but they generally have an electrical current or signal going through it, and the touch screen and touching the screen can cause a current or a voltage change. And the controller connects the touch screen with the PC, the touch sensor with the PC. So it will transfer the information from the touch screen to the control and to the software. So it translates the information into the PC into something that PC can understand. Then the last one is the software driver. It interprets the information that the controller has transferred, and it allows the touch screen to work on the iPhone. So that's software. And there are several kinds of touch screen sensors, as I mentioned before, and we will talk about the infrared touch screen.
Okay, so in our presentation, we will talk about four touch screen, which is infrared, surface acoustic ray, artistic, and also capacitive. And they all have several components, but they use different working principles to achieve the same purpose, which is detecting the touch coordinate. And the first one we are going to see is the infrared touch screen, which rely on the inner version of the IR light ray in front of the display screen. So if we touch the thing with our finger, the infrared and the dial and the photo transmitter will send the IR ray, and if we use our finger to touch the screen, block the IR ray, and we can detect the coordinate. The second one is the surface acoustic ray touch screen, which uses two transducer. One of these is used to receive, and another one is to send the ray. They place along X and Y axis of the monitor glass pane, and similar to the IR touch screen, if we use our finger to touch the screen, and soon our finger will absorb the wave, and then we can also the last one is the transistor touch screen. It has two parallel layers of conductive lithium oxide, and actually it consists of two layers. If we touch by our
which is Indian pin on side. And it will project capacity touchscreen as a still between two glasses because the IPO layer is fragile and which is easy to get damaged. And two parallel IPO layers form a group of capacitors. And when we place our finger on the touchscreen of capacity, because our human body is a kind of conductor because we have iron on it. So when we touch on the capacity touchscreen, some charge will be transferred to our finger. So the capacitance of the touchscreen has been changed. So there will be receive a hit of the signal. So and then it can convert it to the processor and locate the X and Y axis on the screen. So one of the successful ways of iPhone is multi-touch. This technology is exhausted by iPhone. When multiple fingers placed on the capacity screen, because the capacitor on the iPhone are located on the coordinate system, so it can detect circle pin on the touch screen, so it will have circle simultaneously touch on the screen on the capacitance show. So how the iPhone is different from others? Actually, iPhone has two capacitance of using method. One is the neutral capacitor, which has one driving line which allow the current pass through, and the center line allow the current detect the current as a node. And the other is a cell capacitor. This is a thin layer of the electrode, because when the electrodes are placing in a coordinate system and parallel, when the current come across this electrode, it will occur an electric field. That is the capacitance. So iPhone can be accomplished as multi-touch, such as we can play a guitar chord, because if we want to play a guitar, such as maybe a C chord, we must touch different kind of the string to produce a harmonic. So it must have different have a several touch on the same time. And the other I want to talk about is how the iPhone can track our finger movement. Because once we touch on the screen, the capacitance change will be detected by and captured by the screen, and the software or the processor will remove the background noise and detect the pressure on the point. Because when we remove the background and detect the pressure, the touchscreen that we pointed on will be more accurate. And by the some algorithm, maybe the software calculate the coordinate and exactly coordinate will be shown. So this is the algorithm that how iPhone will be detect our finger. So it will first detect our location, then detect our movement, and finally it can the iPhone can know what we are going to do, maybe draft, stretching, or selecting an application.
Despite the multi-touch that made the iPhone so successful, Web 2.0 also contributed a lot to it. So Web 2.0 is basically the evolution from Web 1.0. So Web 2.0 allow users not just to get information from the web, but also produce or provide information onto the web. So these are the examples of Web 2.0. So take Wikipedia as an example. We can obtain information from the Wikipedia, but we also can provide or enter some information to the Wikipedia. So that's basically what Web 2.0 is. So what is the Web 2.0 in the iPhone? Apple has the App Store for the iPhone, so we can download applications from the App to the Apple Store. So, but some program developer can also upload their application to the App Store. So this enables us to buy the application and to share the application onto the web. So this enhances the mobile function and facilitate communication more. And so there are thousands of applications on the Apple Store. So that's the end of our presentation. Hope you enjoy it.